the Deshaun Watson thing. This is serious because Deshaun Watson is really good. He's a big-time upgrade over Jimmy Garoppolo. Everyone in the fan base would love to have Deshaun Watson. Everyone in your locker room would be like, oh, we got rid of Jimmy G for Deshaun Watson? Yes, fine. Jed York would be so happy. The key is not trading too much. What is the absolute most you should offer? I figured it out. Peter King couldn't figure it out. They pay him a lot of money to give terrible hypothetical trades. Luckily, I make more money than Peter King, so this is why I make the big bucks. Peter King laid out some ridiculous 7-for-1 trade for you, where you traded 2 firsts, a second, a third, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mike McGlinchey, and Fred Warner for Deshaun Watson. Okay, that was terrible for a lot of reasons. First of all, Jimmy Garoppolo, why would they want him? They have $6 million in cap space. He's super expensive. I think they would rather have Cam Newton or Andy Dalton or Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, what? So no, Jimmy Garoppolo, not in the deal. Mike McGlinchey, why would anyone want him? No, that doesn't help you get Deshaun Watson. No. And then Fred Warner, hell of a player, but the Texans have their own Fred Warner. His name is Zach Cunningham. He's a hell of a player. I mean, could you pair him? Sure, but it's not like inside linebacker is a need for the Texans. It's one of their strongest spots. So none of those players help. And then 4 picks? No. You don't want to give up 7 assets for 1 in the NFL, where you have 53 players in your team and a salary cap. It doesn't make any sense. In fact, you don't want to give up lots of picks at all. The picks are what you're going to use to build the team when you have super expensive Watson, super expensive Kittle, super expensive Armstead, all this stuff. You need the picks. So what is the best offer? I figured it out. And you really owe me a nickel for this one. I'm saying 2 nickels. 2 nickels. This is a double nickel suggestion. It's so good. Here it is. It's a 3-asset trade. Okay. And I laid out yesterday for the good people who watch my show, not for you, unless you were watching. This is right for you. You can't trade for Deshaun Watson until June 1. They won't trade him because they'll say it'll cost them $6 million to trade him before June 1. They'll save about $10 million in cap space waiting until after June 1. So you got to wait until June 1. But the best thing about that is you won't have to trade your 2021 first-round draft pick. That 12th pick, that remains with you. That is you. You can get Watson without trading that. So this is the offer that you make to Houston. And if they turn it down, you're out. This is the most, okay? Nick Bosa, the 2022 first-round pick, and a conditional 2023, okay? It starts out, let's say it starts out as a 4th. But if you and Watson go to the playoffs in 2021 or 2022, which you probably will, that conditional 4th becomes a 2nd in 2023. And if you and Watson go to the Super Bowl in 2021 or 2022, which is possible, then that conditional becomes a 1st. And the Texans would get a 1st in 2022, a 1st in 2023, and Bosa, who is worth about the 2nd or 3rd pick in this upcoming draft. I mean, Bosa is worth more than the Niners' 12th pick. So from Houston's perspective, it's a way for them to get 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. If they can get more than that, God love them. But any other team that tries to compete with that package is going to have to trade first-round picks in 2024 and 2025. And Houston might look at that and be like, do we really, really want these picks way down the line? Or a guy like Nick Bosa, who can be the face of our franchise and a replacement for J.J. Watt now? I think they might like the Niners offer. I think they might like the immediacy of all the high-profile assets. Not high-profile. They're really valuable. Nick Bosa, very valuable. And then 2 firsts, potentially 2, definitely 1. I think that's something you should be comfortable trading. Nick Bosa and 2 1s, potentially, 1 in a conditional. And I think that's something that the Texans would consider. They don't need Jimmy Garoppolo. They don't need a bunch of 2s and 3s down the line. They need a replacement for J.J. Watt and 2 first-round picks. They can almost get that. They get a 1st and a conditional. If they don't want it, fine. You go call up Carolina and take their little poo-poo platter of picks. Great. But I think you can get really far with this, Kyle. So this is what you offer. And then you hold firm. Bosa, a 1st, and a conditional that can become a 1st. You don't trade. You don't have to trade the 2021 first round pick because this deal goes down after June 1. What do you do with Jimmy Garoppolo? Who freaking cares? If you can trade him after June 1 with a pick maybe for Stephon Gilmore, great. If you have to cut him, who freaking cares? Doesn't matter. Just get the cap space. This is how you get Deshaun Watson on your team. It costs you Nick Bosa. That's great. Nick Bosa will go to the Texans and they'll be like a 2-win team and he'll have a great year. PFF will give him a great grade. But there's nothing he can do on his own to get the Texans back into contention because he's not a quarterback. If Deshaun Watson could only win 4 games, you take him off that team, replace him with Nick Bosa, they're going to win 1 or 2. So it's okay. He's a really good player, but he doesn't move the needle like Watson does. I like this trade. The only thing is a lot of times trades are contingent on a player passing a physical. Kyle, you know that Nick Bosa is not going to pass a physical on June 1, June 2, June 3. He ain't happening. He may not pass a physical until September. He could start training camp on the PUP list. So the condition of this, along with the conditional pick, is Houston has to accept Bosa as is. They can't take him in and then have their doctors look at him and be like, actually, we changed our mind. Nope. You take Bosa now and you have faith that he's going to come back and be the player you want him to be. Otherwise, you can't have none of this because you can't have the Texans change their mind 2 months and send Nick Bosa back. That can't happen. Take Nick Bosa as is now with no type of physical. And then I think that's good. I think that's the deal you should offer. I don't know that they're definitely going to accept, but that's what you should offer. You're welcome. Kyle, you can stop taking notes. You can put your pen down. I'm done talking. You owe me 2 nickels for this. But I do appreciate you meeting me at 9 o'clock. It's now 9:22. You have plenty of time to go back and watch clips of yourself throwing passes from practice last year. I know it's what you like to do. I appreciate that you took time away from your favorite hobby to think about the future of your team and your quarterback position because it's just as important as your mechanics throwing the ball, which are just immaculate. You've really worked hard on it. I like that. All right, Kyle, get back to your favorite thing. I will be back here doing your job, figuring out how to get the Niners their second winning season since 2013 because it's not a given. But right now, I got to go pick up my mom and learn how to pick up my dad from the rehab facility. Friday's coming home. Next Tuesday's back on the Cohn Zone. Kyle, I'll talk to you later. Everyone else, thanks for watching.